Hi, everybody, and welcome to today's What's New in Blaze webinar. Super excited to have you here today to learn about all the new features and capabilities that Blaze has been working on and shipping in the past 2 months. My name's Alan Castanelli. I'm on the marketing team here. Excited to share all these new features with you. Hop into the chat and say hello. Would love to see everybody's faces in there. This is live and interactive, so we'll be dropping links into the chat as well as answering questions too. And we'll make sure to have a Q&A session too. So I'll give people another minute or two to join. So hop into the chat and then we'll get started. I hope everybody has been having a great 2026 so far. I can't believe it's already January 21st. It seems like it has flown by for me personally. Hopefully, it's been going well for you too. So, for our agenda today, I'm going to walk through, I think I've got about 30 to 40 slides here and going over a bunch of the different features and capabilities, subscription plans that the Blaze team has launched in the past few months. Some of these you might have already seen. Some of them just launched yesterday. Some of them you might have heard about, but don't know exactly how to use. So, we'll be going into details of all of them, walking them through. And then I'll also be pasting links into our Help Center because a lot of the features that I'm going to be talking about today, we've created Help Center documentation, YouTube videos. So if you find something that's interesting and you want to, dive in a little bit deeper, I'll be pasting links into the chat so that you can go into those a little bit more. We'll also save the last kind of 15 minutes or so, I'm thinking, depending on how the timing shakes out, for Q&A. So once you see some of these new features, read the Help Center article. Happy to answer any remaining questions people have as well. And this webinar is being recorded. You'll be able to find it in the Blaze community afterwards. I think we'll also drop it on YouTube too. So if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, just search Blaze AI on YouTube and you can find a bunch of our tutorials. So let's kick things off. And we're going to talk about first our new subscription plans. So we launched these plans back in December that offer different capabilities and features depending on what you need. And we'll start off talking about our free plan. Our free plan is actually probably doesn't make sense for a lot of Blaze users here because it is really restricted compared to your paid subscription. So on the free plan, you can generate one post per week on up to 3 channels, and those posts are watermarked. So you can see we have the watermark down here in the bottom right. This is for somebody mostly who is doing the 7-day free trial and afterwards wants to keep trying and playing around with Blaze. Maybe they just want to post, one blog post a week or one Instagram post, but I don't think it's going to be that relevant to most people here. Next, we have our starter plan. And our starter plan starts at $69 per month. And you get unlimited posts per week on up to 3 channels. On that plan, you get 1 user within your workspace, 1 seat, and you get 800 credits per month. We'll talk about credits in just a few moments here. But this is a plan that some of you might be on. Some of you might be on our Pioneer plan, which is our kind of grandfathered early adopter plan. And so if you're on that plan, wouldn't make sense to move over to the starter plan because you would actually be limited to less channels. But one of the plans that we're really excited about is our growth plan. And this plan is now at $149 per month. And there's a lot of benefits to the growth plan. Number one, you're getting unlimited posts per week on up to 10 channels. So all your social media content, blogs, emails, pretty much everything that you can do. You also get unlimited users within your workspace. So this is great for somebody who's maybe not just using Blaze themselves, but wants to collaborate with other people, have other teammates either editing content, approving content, creating content. If you have a marketing team that's maybe more than just one person yourself. Another big benefit that people really like about the growth plan is the ability to create campaigns. So on the starter plan, you can create, as well as our pioneer plan, you can create content in weekly batches, and you can plan your content 1 week at a time and 1 week ahead. With the ability of campaigns, you can plan even farther further. So you can plan multi-week campaigns and you can plan them up to a year in advance. We'll talk more about campaigns in just a minute here too. We also have the ability to run our paid ads tool on the growth plan, and you're getting 2,000 credits per month, as well as the ability to take advantage of our approvals feature. We'll talk more about that in greater details. And I will put our pricing page here in the chat. So everybody, if you want to look into more of those, you can also find that in the billing page within your Blaze workspace. So let's now talk about campaigns. So campaigns is that key feature of the growth plan, which allows you, instead of doing that week-to-week planning, to do multi-week planning and planning in advance for a whole year. So you can see here on my screen, I've got multiple campaigns, and campaigns can last 1 to 2 weeks. They could last 4 to 6 weeks, depending on your business. And what's really cool about this is that with campaigns, essentially what you're doing is creating a marketing brief that has all the details. So compared to the Pioneer or Starter plans, you can be really specific for your campaigns, where you can say, for this campaign, I really want to be on these channels and create this amount of content. For this campaign, I'm speaking directly to this audience. So for this coffee company, maybe they would do a campaign all about a specific roast and talk about and set their goal as to be educating their audience about this particular roast. And with these brief that you are essentially building, you can add in specific call to actions as well as target links to direct people to a certain page on your website, to direct people to maybe a podcast or maybe a service that you're offering or some part of your marketing funnel. As well as part of the campaign, you can add specific context. So you can upload web pages and upload files to educate Blaze about the specifics of this campaign. So let's take Valentine's Day, for example. Maybe in the 2 weeks before Valentine's Day, which is coming up, you want to do a specific campaign where you are offering a specific promotion. Maybe it's a buy one, get one, or some couple theme where your audience here, you would change this audience to not only be coffee enthusiasts, but maybe people in relationships. Maybe it's married couples. And so it allows you to plan out this content in advance, as well as add a lot more specifics to this campaign, as well as upload specific media. So if you have imagery or videos that you want to be a part of this campaign, you can upload that. Versus on the starter plan or pioneer plan, you don't have as much fine-tuned control that you get with campaigns. So that's a really big selling point for the growth plan. And let me drop our article on how to use campaigns into the chat, as well as there's a YouTube tutorial all about campaigns in that too. So you can check that out if you're interested in learning more about campaigns. All right, let's talk about credits. So in December and January, we introduced a credit system within Blaze. And depending on which plan you're on will determine how credits are used and how many credits you have. But in essence, credits are associated with generations, and they help you generate your normal content as well as advanced content that we've introduced into Blaze. You can see your credit balance within your workspace. You can see it in the top right corner there, and how are credits used. So each generation, if you're on a starter or growth plan, each generation, so creating an Instagram post or creating a blog post, cost 1 credit. For our users who are on the Pioneer plan, our early adopters, you do not need credits. Generations do not cost credits. Regular generations do not cost credits as a thank you for being an early adopter of Blaze. And then we've added in these 2 new tools, the ability to add visual styles into Blaze and AI video. And these cost more to generate that type of content, cost additional credits. So Pioneer users will be able to either purchase or earn credits to take advantage of these new features. And so these new features, visual styles and AI video, we'll talk about in just a minute here to go into more details here. And let me share our Help Center article all about Blaze credits so you can learn more of details about that too. But as part of our credits launch, we also updated our referral program so that anybody can get credits for free by referring people to Blaze. So if you are loving Blaze, like I hope all of you are, we want you to share Blaze with your friends, your peers, people in your networking circles, on LinkedIn, on email, however you want to share Blaze. We would love for you to share Blaze. And once those people become a Blaze user, then you will earn 200 credits per referral. And you can find that referral link is going to be right here, this refer and earn, which is in the bottom left navigation of your Blaze workspace. We had somebody just on Friday refer 17 people to earn tons of credits so they can use more of Blaze's advanced features. So really encourage everybody to share Blaze. If people are seeing how much content you are producing and saying, wow, like you're crushing it on social media recently, what are you doing? Make sure that you are grabbing that referral link and sharing that with them so you can get credit for that referral. So let's now talk about one of these amazing features that we just launched in January, which is visual styles. And this is one of the features I am most excited about in how it can really transform the content that Blaze can create for you. So essentially what visual styles is that it's going to take, once you turn this on in your workspace, it is going to be recreating the assets that you upload into Blaze into your brand kit and transforming them into a new photo while applying this style. So a lot of people think styles are like filters, but it is not filters. As you can see here, here's our original image. And then when we apply that Los Angeles style to it, it creates an entirely new photo with professional lighting, styling, kind of like almost like cinematography in terms of like the placement. And this is something that, if you ask me, would not perform very well on social media, whereas a photo like this is going to do really well on social media. And so we've added in this feature, visual styles, that cost more in terms of like the cost to Blaze, and so that cost is now 3 credits per generation. So I've got a bunch of examples to share, and while I do that, let me make sure I paste in the Help Center for visual styles so you can check that out. So what you'll do within your Blaze workspace, you will check out all the different visual styles that we have. And you want to pick one that matches your brand, from the styling, the photography style, the color. You can see this, some of them are brightly lit, some of them are black and white, some of them, this one's sun drenched. So you can play around with this to really check out and find a style that works for you and your business and help you be more consistent in creating a visual style. So when people see your content on Instagram or Facebook or any of these social media platforms, they'll start to recognize, oh, this brand always has this really consistent look, and it helps people, actually pay attention to that content and not just scroll past. So I've got some examples here. Here's an example of just your plain office chair, something that you would see on Amazon. Maybe the manufacturer of this chair supplied it to you if you're doing something like drop shipping or reselling. And when we apply the modern ambition style, you can see that the AI has taken this image and placed it in a scene. It's added this really great lighting and photography and all just kind of the styling and placement of it. So it's a great example of something that you would see on, like an Amazon or an e-commerce site, but really you're putting it in context of how a user would actually use it. So that's great for product photographies. We also have another one where somebody, it looks like they did a photo shoot here of their product, but we can apply this indoor morning light style to bring in that light. That photography makes it a little bit more dynamic. If you can see this photo on the left here is a little bit flat, a little bit dull, but when you bring in this morning light style, it adds that contrast. It adds a little bit more interest while staying true to kind of the product and what is happening inside of it. We've got another one. I've used myself as a guinea pig. You can use people with visual styles. So I took this selfie yesterday and I put in the bold minimal studio style. So you can get additional photography of yourself. If you are a consultant, or if you are somebody who is selling yourself, selling your time, and people are buying you for you, and you don't have the budget to go and do professional photography and go do a photo shoot and spend hundreds if not thousands of dollars, you can apply this minimal studio and put yourself in the studio. So it's a really great way to take the assets that you already have that you are uploading into Blaze and create additional assets without the cost of going out and hiring a photographer. You can use AI to do that. And how you do this and how you turn visual styles on is to go into our new content preferences. So under general, you go to stylize image and turn this on, and that is where you will select your visual style. Once you do that, all generations that Blaze creates for you, either on that weekly content plan or on the campaign basis, will apply the image, the visual style to it. And each of those generations will require 3 credits. So super excited about visual styles. I see some questions. Let me answer if there's any questions here that I can answer. Sasha asks, will visual styles also recreate on the higher plan if you upload different visuals in an individual campaign? Yes, once you turn on visual styles, it applies to all generations that Blaze is doing. If you're on the starter plan or if you're on the growth plan or pioneer plan. The only restriction is that you have to have available credits. So if your next weekly batch has 10 pieces of content, you will need to have 30 credits within your workspace for Blaze to generate that content. How you can take advantage of that on starter and growth, you have your allotted credits that you can use. If you're on the pioneer plan, you will have to purchase or earn credits through that referral program. And you can purchase credits within the billing menu. It is $10 to purchase 100 credits. So definitely recommend, if you don't have credits within your workspace, purchase $10. We gave everybody 200 credits when we launched this a few weeks ago. So you might have some credits in your workspace to play around with. But if not, you can purchase additional credits. And then, yeah, Becky, where do you turn on visual styles? You turn it on right here in content preferences under the general, and it's also known as stylized images. Regina asks a great question. Will unused credits roll over to the next month? Your allotted credits, the ones that Blaze gives you on the starter or pioneer plan, do not roll over. So you have to use them. Those don't roll over. Any purchased credits do roll over from month to month. And yeah, where you can see your credits, you can see your credits in the top right corner of your Blaze workspace. You can also click on your user profile and go into these settings and billing and see how many credits you have in your workspace and how many have you used so far. So let's keep moving and talk more about content preferences, because this is a feature that was previously kind of buried underneath Brand Kit, and we have added it into the navigation to really give you more control over your content from a global level. So we now have content preferences in general. We also have content preferences for video. So you can choose what type of videos, different styles, and how much video content you want within Blaze to be creating for you. We also have image preferences. This is something a lot of people have been asking, especially with these kind of options here, where for some people, they don't want to have any text over the image. They feel that looks too much like an ad. And so now you have the option to say, just do images only. Whereas some people like having their logo on their social media pieces of content. So you can select that. And this is going to apply it globally across all the content that Blaze is creating for you. Same thing with social media. You can choose the amounts, or I guess you could say the percentages. So if for your business, you want more video content, you could up this percentage here, or unchecked, text only. Or if you want more image based content, you can change that percentage, as well as how often you're using the logo, how often there is call to actions in the content. So lots more fine controls over social media, as well as blog and email too. So definitely recommend you go into your content preferences and make those updates. That's something you might want to do, maybe once a month. I'd probably recommend, just to make sure that Blaze is accurately creating the content that you want. And now let's talk about another one of those brand new tools that we've added into Blaze, which is AI videos. This is another feature that requires credits because there's a lot higher cost to generate videos. So we've added in AI videos, which cost 15 credits per generation, to take your static photos and turn them into videos. This is such a cool feature. It's another way that we want to empower you to create more dynamic content for your social media feeds. So you can, once you turn on AI videos within your content preferences, Blaze will select images and apply the video to them to really make them more interesting, more dynamic. This works great for photos, or for product photos. They can also work for humans and landscapes. It's just another way to make your content really more interesting. So that is another thing that you can play around with. And how you turn that on is going to be in your content preferences under the video, and you can check AI video to turn that on. and set the percentage of how much content you want to be using, or how much video content you want to be using. This does require 15 credits per video, so you'll want to make sure that you have enough credits within your workspace. And I forgot to paste in the Help Center article here. So let me drop that in on content preferences as well as AI videos. So Jenny asked a great question. If you're on the Pioneer plan, the only way to get credits is to purchase them, or do we get an allowance each month? No. So if you're on the Pioneer plan, because you can create unlimited content, the only way to get credits is to purchase them or to earn them through our referral program. Let's see other questions. Scott Gibson asked a great question. Have you trained the AI to know where the safe zone for texts are on each type of social media posts? Yes, we have done that, Scott. So when it puts text over images, it stays safe from, like the bottom right on TikTok and Instagram, or other kind of UI elements. So it does look for that. Lisa asks, is there a way to see the styles with your content before committing? So once you go into your Blaze workspace and turn on visual styles, you will see a preview where you can preview. I think it grabs like one or two pieces of content, and you can preview a couple different styles. But we don't have a like mass way to preview that, but you can get like a tease of that. And I see other questions, people asking about carousels and other integrations. I'll make sure to we'll address those during our Q&A session at the end. But I want to keep going through and talking about the features that we do have right now. All right, let's keep moving forward and go and talk about some new integrations. So we launched this integration back in December, which is our Google Drive integration. So this really is a way to make it easy to import media files and source materials into your workspace. So inside your brand kit, you will now see this Google Drive button that you can connect Blaze to Google Drive to easily add content into your workspace. And that content can be source materials. For example, we've got this like sales deck that I've added so that Blaze can know more about our business. But then you would also upload images and videos. So if you have your marketing assets stored in Google Drive, this will just make it that much easier to import that into Blaze. And then you will see that Google Drive icon on any content that has been imported from Google Drive. All right, another integration that we just launched literally yesterday is our Wix integration. So if you have a Wix website, Blaze can now automatically publish the blog posts it creates as part of your weekly plan or your campaigns, automatically publish those to your Wix hosted websites. You will have to have a blog created on your Wix website as well as one live post. But once you do that, we've got an integration, and I will keep forgetting to drop in our Help Center articles. Here is our Google Drive Help Center article. Here is our Wix integration article. So that, yes, Ginger is very happy. We're glad to get this Wix integration live. It's just going to streamline that process. Other integration that has been much requested, and Jenny, speak of the devil, is asking about our Shopify integration. So our Shopify integration is going to be going live this week. We turned it on yesterday for like an hour, but there was one kind of final bug issue that we needed to fix. But our Shopify integration is going to be live this week to automatically publish blog posts to Shopify hosted websites. So we're super excited about this, especially, Shopify is probably the #1 e-commerce platform out there that is been requested from are amazing customers, and so we're so super had to be publishing this. Um, well, once we fix that final issue, most likely we'll be going live this week. But the 98% done Shopify integration. So you'll find both of those integrations on the integrations tab in your navigation. All right, let's talk about another feature that we've recently launched in January, which is the ability to white label your workspace. So, if you're unfamiliar with that term, white label essentially means that you can customize your workspace to look more like your business. And this is a feature that has been requested primarily by marketing agencies and people who have clients who are using Blaze on behalf of other people that want those workspaces to look and feel like that client's workspace. So this is an additional cost. It is $20 per month per workspace to add that on. And how you will add that to your workspace is going into your settings, and you will click this white label add-on right here, and it will prompt you to put in your credit card for that $20 a month. And then you can customize that workspace with your own logo, with your own colors, to match the workspace and just make it feel more custom to you and your clients. So when you are presenting content to them, you are showing them your workspace, it looks and feels like their brand and their business. And let me grab the white label help center and put that in right there. And then now let's talk about approvals. Approvals is one of those features that is exclusive to the growth plan. And it's a feature that we heard from customers that they wanted more control over what is actually getting published. Because by default, when you integrate a social media or blog platform, any content that the Blaze has generated is going to auto post on that day and time that it's on the calendar. And so approvals puts like a human blocker in between that, so that nothing gets approved or nothing gets published before you approve that. And that can be yourself, that could be another team member. And we've added, once you turn on approvals within your growth workspace, you will then see the navigation, this approval section, and you can see all the content that is waiting for your approval. So that's another way for those people who, have maybe a little bit more sensitive information or just want to ensure that they see everything before it goes out. You can upgrade to the growth plan and then turn on that approvals feature. All right. And let me make sure to drop in that help center article right there on approvals. Okay. Carolyn Johnson teed me up for this perfect question. This feature that we just launched yesterday, which is the ability to add extra accounts into your Blaze workspace. So previously in a Blaze workspace, you were only able to integrate one account per each channel. So on the Instagram channel, you were only able to integrate one account. As of yesterday, we just added the ability to add in extra accounts. So you can integrate more than one Instagram account, integrate more than one LinkedIn account, and publish your content to those channels, to those accounts, I should say. Each extra account is an additional $10 per month per account. And what Blaze will do will create that content for both of those accounts. And then you can go into the preview here and turn on or off which account that content is being published to. So if you want that content to be published to both Instagram accounts, you can do that, or you can go into individual posts and turn it off for select content. I see Ken had a question about the approvals. Is approvals in the Pioneer plan? No, approvals is a feature that is exclusive to growth. So if you'd like to take advantage of that approvals feature, you'll have to upgrade it to that growth plan. You can do that in your billing and settings. All right, let's talk about another feature that is super exciting that we launched earlier this month, which is our learning loop. So, our learning loop is on our home screen, which now gives you daily insights into what is working for your business. This is a feature that's available on the Pioneer and Starter plans for right now, will be coming to growth soon. But essentially, what we wanted to do was surface a lot of the insights that Blaze has been using, but make it available to you so that you can see what content is working for you, what is trending, and what areas the AI thinks needs improvement, as well as the suggestions that it is going to be using and for the next batch of content or for the next campaign it is going to be creating for you. So this is a great way to learn a lot more about your business, what is performing well, and it's sharing it exactly to you right on your home screen. So we're super excited about the learning loop. And as you use Blaze longer, the more it's going to be getting better and showing you more and more content that is working. All right. A couple improvements on the mobile side of things. If you are using Blaze on your phone on the go, we have redesigned our new calendar view to make it easier to see all of the content. So, super excited about all the Blaze users who are using Blaze on the go in between jobs. And reviewing content and publishing content directly from your phone, as well as a new preview view to easily take more actions on the content that you want to be doing. If you want to edit the design, if you want to edit the caption, if you want to regenerate that content, you can do all of that right from your phone. And we can't end without talking about some of the features that are coming soon. These are features that are on the roadmap that will be coming within the next few weeks. Um, First, I saw some people requesting features around Google Business Profile. So we will be launching our Google Business Profile integration in the next few weeks. This is super important for local service-based companies or just people who are really trying to attract attention from a local area, just in the 5 miles around your maybe your brick and mortar business. So Blaze will start to be able to publish to your Google Business Profile. So super excited about that. We also have an update to those weekly batches on the Pioneer and Starter plan to give you more control and more topics and theming around the weekly content plan. So look for that to come in the next few weeks. We also, I think I saw somebody asking about this in the chat, location and demographic preferences. So just I think next week is when we're shooting to aim for this is to add demographic preferences into Blaze. So if you are a business that primarily caters to Black women ages 20 to 45, you will be able to set your demographic preferences for the content that Blaze creates. And this primarily focuses on visual content. So any stock photography that you are using or any AI generations, image generations that Blaze is doing, it's going to follow those demographic preferences as well as location preferences so that Blaze can have a better understanding of where exactly your business is. And the last thing that is going to be launching starting next week is we are introducing a new redesign of the user interface within Blaze. Nothing drastic, just a little bit more polish that you will be seeing. A little bit more consistent look. Buttons all in the same place, all the headers more kind of consistent look. So look for that. Don't be alarmed as some of the UI changes in the next couple weeks. All right, let me take a sip of water here, and we will go into our Q&A. and I can answer as many questions as possible about other features that are coming, other features that we have launched in the past few weeks. So let me sip my water and drop your questions in the chat. So Susie asked the question, which plans will include Google Business Profile? That will be available to all plans. That channel will not be restricted to one specific plan or not. Let's see other questions that we have. Oh, they're streaming in and scrolling on me. Becky asked about Pinterest, and I see some people replying. Yes, Pinterest is going to be. It's I'd say probably one of the top two requested integrations. So that is on. It is on our roadmap. Um, I don't have any specific timing on when Pinterest is coming, but we just hired an additional engineer, all dedicated to integrations. You can see how our velocity with our integrations has increased. So Pinterest is definitely on the roadmap. I would say it's the next one, most likely the next one coming through. I did see another question, another integration question around Squarespace. Unfortunately, Squarespace does not support an API for publishing blog posts. So that is one that has been highly requested, but unfortunately, Squarespace does not support that. So we cannot support that. So if you do use Squarespace for your website, you can have Blaze generate the blog posts for you. And those blog posts will just stay in a draft state in your workspace. And then you can copy and paste those to put into your Squarespace blog. But we wish we could. Unfortunately, they do not support that. Let's see. Dan asked, "What if your business has multiple Google profiles?" Yes, you will. We will be able to support multiple Google profiles. You will just have to take advantage of that extra accounts feature and that $10 per month for those extra accounts. Veronica had a couple questions here. One about avatars and AI avatars, expected release time. So, right now, I think it was Veronica who asked that question. We are working on an avatar feature that will support the ability for an avatar to essentially talk to the camera for you based off a script that Blaze writes, and you will have the ability to edit that script. That feature will require additional credits because that is an advanced AI feature. There's a higher cost to building those. Unfortunately, I don't have a specific timeline that I can share with you. I can give you my best guess, which would be within the next 2 months, maybe 2 or 3 months, but unfortunately can't give you any more specifics around that. Let's see. You also had a question around brand kit media only mode. Will the brand kit eventually restrict generation to only the photos and videos we upload so the AI never pulls in outside or unrelated imagery? Yes, you can do that inside of your content preferences, depending on image, video, or social media. So definitely go into your content preferences and select brand kit only. Carolyn asked a great question. In the growth plan, will I get weekly posts and be able to create campaigns as well? You don't get both of them, but you can use grow. You can create campaigns as weekly content if you'd like. By default, Blaze is going to generate some campaigns for you based off what it knows about your business. But you can always add new campaigns. You can edit campaigns and remove those campaigns. So if you really like that automatic generation by Blaze that is a part of the campaigns feature. Trisha says, I noticed when I tried the new AI video feature that a voiceover was generated automatically, but the audio came through as gibberish. I wasn't expecting a voice to be attached at all. Really love the feature overall, but would be great to see that glitch fix. Yes, thank you for the feedback, Trisha. Definitely will pass that along to our engineering team. We have added the ability to add and edit audio on video posts now, but yeah, we don't want gibberish audio getting created. So our engineering team is actually doing a review of all the AI video that's been generated in the past few weeks and is going to be looking at that. We'll be improving on that feature too. Tony Lecky asked a question: how much is a credit? So you can purchase 100 credits for $10. So whatever that math is, that's like 1 cent a credit, right? If I'm doing my math correctly. Regina asks, will there be an option to integrate the company logo into the AI videos, which are images first? That's a great feature request, Regina. I'm definitely happy to pass that along to our team. I don't know of any way to require that right now. You might be able to go into your content preferences, but I think content preferences right now on video does not have a logo option. It's just on the image side. But yeah, definitely happy to pass that along to our team as a feature request. Let's see. Other questions people have. Mitesh says, when I create an Instagram reel or carousel, these cannot be cross-posted to TikTok despite the format being identical. This functionality did exist on a legacy version, but is no longer present. Um, that should be working, Mitesh, that cross-posting like Instagram Reels to TikTok. So what I would do is send a message to our support team, either in the chat or by emailing support@blaze.ai. It'd be great to send them a link to this specific piece of content that is not cross-posting, and they can diagnose what bug is going on and pass that along to our engineering team to see if we can fix that for you. So because that functionality should be working. Yeah, Sasha asked a question more about extra Instagram accounts. So yes, growth plan, you can have 10 accounts, or with the growth plan, you can have 10 channels. And that's something that people get confused about. The 10 channels, a channel is like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and then you can have one account per channel as default. And then if you want to add an additional account, an additional Instagram account, that is where that additional $10 per month comes from. Okay, so Becky asked a question: how do we correct the video that is attached to posts if it has already used our credits? The videos do not match the content. We would love to see that content, Becky. If you can send that to our support team, if that content is not matching what you're wanting, we'd love to number one, see and kind of diagnose the issue, and to refund you those credits so that you're not getting bad content or content that doesn't work. Because this feature is so new, we're still kind of working out some of the kinks. So definitely please message our support team if you are getting content that is not matching. Gotcha. Okay, a wedding dance with a healthcare post. Yeah, totally doesn't make sense. Yeah, definitely message that to our support team, and they can work with our engineering team to kind of diagnose that and refund you those credits that were used. Let's see other questions people had. Um, I see some requests for integrations with popular email marketing platforms. Yes, Active Campaign. I think I saw somebody say Active Campaign was requested. That is our top email integration request. So that is on our radar. That is on our timeline. We create our integrations based off the amount of customer feedback with our support team. So if you have not messaged our support team to request that integration, you can definitely do that. As I mentioned before, Shopify integrations coming out. The Google business profile and Pinterest are kind of the next ones that are coming. But I will definitely throw some more votes for active campaign. I'm meeting with our product manager in charge of integrations later today, so we'll make sure and pass on that feedback. Carolyn asks, how about an iPhone integration? I'm not sure what you mean by an iPhone integration, Carolyn. If you have more details of what you're wanting from that, Blaze does have an iOS app. So you can search for Blaze AI on the App Store and use Blaze from an app point of view, as well as on a mobile browser on Chrome or Safari. Other questions people have. Oh, uploading content into Blaze. You can upload content from your iPhone media library or photos and videos if you do that from either the iOS app or the using a mobile browser. So that's a great way to take photos from your phone and get that into your Blaze brand kit. Eugene asked a great question. Will you make an Android app? Android app is something we will be making eventually, but no immediate plans right now for that. We've got about just 5 or so minutes left before I have to hop off. I hope this has been a helpful webinar for everybody to understand and get a kind of high level tour of all the features that we have been launching recently in the past 2 months. We've got a lot more coming, as I mentioned. So definitely stay tuned to those Blaze emails that are coming out, our Blaze community, and make sure that you are, logging in frequently if you're not doing already, so that you can be taking advantage of those new features that we are constantly shipping. We definitely pride ourselves on being a customer centric business, and we want to build those features for you that will make your life easier, that will make your content better, that will improve your performance and ultimately grow your business. That is what we want to do. That is our objective as a company, is to help you grow your business. And a primarily way through that is that content marketing, social media marketing, advertising. Now Blaze supports paid advertising. So all the ways that you want to be growing, we want to do our best to help you out. So please let us know if there's ways that you think Blaze could do better, if there's features or integrations that you want. Messaging our support team is the best way to make your voice heard, so that we catalog, we count up all those integration requests, those feature requests, and pass those along to our engineering and product team, so that we can build them for you. Melanie asked about the replay. Yes, the replay will be posted in the Blaze community, so you can check that out. We'll also make sure it's on our YouTube channel And then that replay, we'll probably send out a newsletter probably later this week that has a link to that, in case you want to watch that again. Awesome. I think we will end there. So I want to say thank you, once again, everybody. Number one, just for being a Blaze customer. I want to thank you for attending today's webinar. All the great questions. I really appreciate everybody asking those clarifying questions. If there's other ways that we can make um, our documentation, our support content better for you, please let us know. If you're reading a Help Center article and say, this isn't really answering what I'm asking, message our support team. Would love to make that documentation even better for you. So thank you, everybody. Glad everybody was loving these updates. Excited to see you all take advantage of these new features, play around with credits, the AI video, the visual styles, all those new features that we've added. Can't wait to see what you all create. So I hope everybody has a great rest of your day, and we'll see you all in Blaze. Thanks, everybody.